What's up, guys? Bones88 here once again. I'm a couple days late. I understand it's already in the game, but I want to give you guys my thoughts on the patch notes that just came out. A lot of things that still need to happen, but still a lot of cool things in this patch. So, with that being said, let's just get right on into it. I don't want to make this too long, and there's still a lot of stuff we got to go over. But first, before we get into the patch notes, Lizard Breath just released a devlog, which is very, very interesting. So I want to look at that real quick so I don't have to cover it in something else, and then we'll get into the patch notes. Okay, this is really cool, guys. So as you all know, I release videos every few weeks covering Lizard Breath's devlog, and she shows new characters. Well, she just came out with this really cool character. So of course we'll go through the steps real quick. You can see where this is going. A freaking snake lady. Reminds me of Clash of the Titans, kind of, you know. I'm sorry, she's a very mythological person. She's famous, she's in Greek mythology. I can't think of her. But you look into her eyes and you turn to stone. That is what this reminds me of. Hopefully there's some kind of stun ability or something she does. But look at this. She looks awesome, guys. Awesome. We have not gotten a character like this ever. Brand new character design. This is sweet. So this is what she's going to look like in the end. And she said next week she'll release what she looks like in game. But guys, this looks crazy cool. I am freaking excited. And she says in there it's for the Pride. So this will be in the Pride faction. So cool. I just wanted to show you guys that real quick. We're going to stay here in Discord and we're going to jump over and check out the patch notes. Alright, let's just start from the top. Let's start reading, and we will be jumping back and forth from the test server to Discord. Keep in mind, everything you see in the test server could change. It is subject to change. Most of all this is already in the game. You already know what's going on. You've probably already read the ability 7s, blah, blah, blah. But I'm still going to give you my opinion and go back and forth on it. But just remember, whatever you see in my test build could change, so don't take that to heart. So greetings, champions. With this upcoming mid-month update, we bring a number of qualities of life features, a new elven hero, the long-awaited and highly requested ability levels 7 and 8 for older heroes, and of course some bug fixes and improvements. Here's a full list of what's new in the update 1.4.83. Alright, so we have a new hero, Telius. I think it's Telius. He's in the Order, he's an elf, he's a ranger, he's a mercenary, and he's a legendary. Well, we all know I don't think he's a legendary, but you know, that's what she says. So, it will be soon available in the game. We don't know how to farm him, but we know that this is that elf ranger that's like a sniper that we've been seeing and I've shown in my other videos. So let's jump over, let's check out his kit and see what we think about him. Alright, Telius, sorry. Something tells me like him and Kellerian could be brothers. That's why I said Tellerian. I wonder if in the lore if they have some kind of thing going on. But I'm very excited about him. I have been excited about him since we saw footage of him. He's pretty cool looking. He's really cool looking. He looks like a badass. He got the sniper rifle. I love his attire. I love his little face mask. I love the hood. I love the cape made out of leaves for like this camouflage when he's laying down. Like I said, he's got a Kellerian style to him. Let's go over to Kellerian real quick. He just has those greens and he just reminds me of Kellerian. So I wonder if they, lore-wise, are friends, homies, brothers. I could definitely see them being brothers for sure. So, enough about that. He looks awesome. Let's look at his kits. I like to start with his passives and work over. So his passive, Sniper Specialist. With a T7, he gains 40% critical strike damage increase and an additional 10% for each elf in the party. So yeah, I'm guessing he's gonna be probably squishy. They've really been making their attack characters pretty damn squishy, but someone said critical strike damage, and I don't think that's any different. That might be a typo or something. It's just, you know, critical damage, pretty much. So, I'm guessing you're going to want to mod him for crit chance, as his passive looks. He gains an invisibility, accuracy increase, debuff immunity, and damage increase for 2 turns, and he restores 50% turn meter. So we're seeing a lot of these. I think Naya has one very, very similar, where they just gain a bunch of buffs, and then they gain turn meter at the same time. So it's very similar to Naya's. It's not anything too original, but I'm seeing a debuff immunity. That's huge. That means he's probably going to be squishy, but you're not going to be able to ability block him right from the get-go. So interesting. All right, and he's putting damage up. His accuracy's going up. He's turning invisible, so you're not going to be able to hit him and stop him at the first try. And he's going to be hitting you hard. So already it seems like crit chance is what you're going to want to mod him with. So with the T7 on Bullseye, he deals 360% physical damage to an enemy. If the enemy is afflicted by Mark of Death, he takes 2 times more damage. Attack is guaranteed to land a critical hit, and Mark of Death will be removed. This cannot be dodged. So already, Mark of Death, there's only one character who does that, and that's Count Delman. We'll get more with Count Delman because he's added some T7s that I still haven't read. So when we go over those, I'm going to be looking at them for the first time. But you're going to want to pair him with Delman. And so when you put that Mark of Death on somebody, you have him shoot him, and 2 times more damage. That's not a percentage. That's pretty big. So you get some damage going, and you take that times 2. That's quite a bit. That's a lot, and it's guaranteed to land a critical hit. So maybe crit damage runes with some crit chance. I don't know. This is gonna be interesting. That's pretty cool. But I guarantee he's gonna be squishy, guys. I just can guarantee that. So with his basic, it deals 360% physical damage to an enemy. This inflicts Mark of Death for 3 turns. That's huge. That's huge. If you don't know, Mark of Death makes it to where if that person has Mark of Death on them, it's pretty much you putting a taunt on that person. So you choose who you want to put it on, and that's them taunting. As long as they have Mark of Death on there, your whole team is going towards that character. You can't get around it. My problem with Mark of Death with Delman is that he can't ignore taunt. So if you have the Mark of Death and someone's taunting, you don't want to use that on a tank. You want to use it on someone who's kind of squishy or who's really good. You want to put that Mark of Death on them so that everyone's going for them, and even if someone's taunting, you still can go for them. So that's huge, guys. Mark of Death on a basic for 3 turns. Like, if you're going to want to put 7s on him, that right there tells me go 7 first. That's a huge basic. Huge basic. That's Count Delman's one of his best things about him, is he has a unique thing of Mark of Death. The target cannot employ invisibility, and damage inflicted on the target increases by 15%. I don't know if that's for everyone or just him, but that's crazy, guys. He's cool. I'm excited. I'm down. I'll take him to gear 11 as soon as I get him, whether it's 3, 2 stars, or whatever, because that Mark of Death move's crazy. I see him with the Delman team. I'm no theory crafter, but I usually use Delman with Delane, so he's putting out a lot of damage. Single damage, which is cool too. That's never a bad thing. So anyways, I don't want to dwell too much on him. We got a lot to go over. Really like him, really excited to get him. I don't know how, but I'm excited to get him in the game. So alright, let's go back to Discord. Okay, so I guess I could have showed you guys this while we were doing Tellius, but they have improved hero menus, and it adds several tabs to help you navigate in your hero collection. All heroes, available heroes, favorites, races, classes, professions. It's pretty cool. Let's go back real quick and check that out. Alright, so here's my roster. This is everybody I have. You can still go here and pick whatever you want. I think you can pick 2 now. So look at that, guys. You can pick 2. That's pretty... Oh, you can pick 3, 4. Look at that, guys. I didn't realize that. But you can pick multiple things that you want. So in tournaments, this is going to help out a lot. Especially with these really confusing requirements they've been doing. I like that they're doing it this way, but it's almost a mode in itself trying to figure out the right team comp. So this is going to help you a lot. So you can choose multiples, as you can see. And then when you pick the races and stuff that you want, You go over here and you can go to professions, I guess. I don't... So there's bounty... Oh, so look at this. So these are all the bounty hunters in this group. And then you keep scrolling and you have dragon slayers. This is really cool. This is a great quality of life, guys. This is huge. What we've been staring at for a year and a half now is completely different in a good way. This is neat. You know, there you have travelers and all that. So that's really cool. And then I guess we could just say that we only want humans. So there's the human bounty hunter, the 2 dragon slayers and the humans. So look at that. Okay, so let's do humans and orcs. Look at that. That's really cool, guys. That is cool. Play Quantum, awesome, 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 awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Alright, let's not spend too much time on it. That's what we got going on there. You can mess with it more. It's already in the game now, so really cool. I also like how you have just your favorites. Because whenever I'm gearing up or leveling up or whoever I'm working on at the time, it just gets everyone else out of the way. And I can just kind of see what I'm working on. That's really cool. That's really cool. Alright, let's go back over to Discord, guys. So they added abilities levels in 7 and 8 for Darien, Phalia, Kyra, Shadar, Singiel, Count Delman, Hera, Instructor Gorham, Amara, and Patriarch Key. Holy crap. That's a lot. It doesn't matter for 8s. We don't know. There's no way anywhere to farm 8s. I understand that they might just be implementing them now so they don't have to later. It just doesn't make sense. People are wanting them. They're asking where they're at. I don't care. It's not bothering me at all. I don't give a crap. But some people, it's driving them nuts. So I don't know why they do that, but they're there. So we're going to be here for a while, guys. This is going to be the long part of the video. There's not much left after this. So we're going to be here for 10-20 minutes covering all these 7s. So let's get on it. Let's quit talking. And we're just going to start with Darien and work our way over. So first up, Darien. Alright, so first of all, I see that he doesn't have a T7 on his leadership. That's disappointing. He's not the best leader. He's not bad. But give him a T7. You're going to T7 everything else? We already need good leaderships in the game. Anyways, alright, so skip the leadership. It doesn't change. So on his passive ability, on a T7, it increases the chance to gain dodge increase for 1 turn at the end, and you get 25% magic armor. So what that's doing is it's taking it from a 50% chance to just a guaranteed gain dodge increase for 1 turn at the end of his turn. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of huge. That's a lot bigger than it sounds like, because any time you give someone dodge increase in this game, it's nuts. It's crazy. It's almost broken. Just the dodge increase in itself, not necessarily with a certain character, with any character. You give anyone dodge increase, you're automatically tipping the battle towards that side, whoever's using dodge increase. That's why Titania is so frustrating. That's why when Foul is put in certain comps, it's so frustrating. I don't really like dodge increase. I mean, if it's on my side and it's helping me out, of course, but when you're going up against it in the AI, it's not fun at all. Anyways, that's great. That's a great T7. I would recommend it right now. So he has a 7 and an 8. So with level 7, you get plus 25% health. It reduces the cooldown by 1, and you get 1 debuff removed. Plus 1 debuff removed. So instead of removing 2, it's removing 3 debuffs, and instead of 25%, you're getting 50% health recovered when he does his taunt. And 3 debuffs is quite a bit. That's pretty good. That's awesome. Recovering 50% health, that's a decent amount. I don't know what it's like in the actual game, but that's not bad. So far, I like these. And then his level 8, which doesn't matter, it removes another debuff, which makes it 4, and then he adds a tenacity increase for 2 turns. So whenever the 8s come out, that'll be pretty good. That'll make him pretty tanky. I like that. I like that one. So far, he's really good. So on Inspiring Blow, he gets 50% extra physical damage, 50% chance to apply an armor increase, and plus 2 enemies take damage. So what's that? So what that is doing, instead of 3 enemies he's hitting 5. Instead of having a 50% chance to apply, he is applying armor increase to 3 allies for 2 turns. I like that also. I mean, this is making him solid, a way more solid tank, to say the very least. So on his basic, on a T7, he's getting 30% more physical damage and 100% physical damage if the target is an orc. That's kind of To be honest, I would not do that. I mean, what's the chances of him going up against an orc? I'm not saying it won't happen very often, but it's not a very good chance. So, it's kind of if you're just balling and have the ability mats, sure, go ahead. But I love that. He's great. I rate him an A- as far as the 7s go. Alright, that's him. Let's go on to the next one. So, Phalia. Phalia is already a pretty badass character, so I'm excited to see what these are. So her passive, on a 7, she's getting plus 5% magic damage and plus regeneration lasts one more turn. So that's not bad. It's not amazing, but it will help. You know, it's going to make her survive a little bit longer, maybe. Unless someone's just going right in at her. She won't survive still. That's not bad. So her third ability, on a 7, is just adding 50% magic damage. And on this test build, it's not changing, as you can see. So I don't know if it's usually 230, or if that's what it is after a 7. I'm not sure. I'm guessing it's going to be 280 after a level 7. Okay, well, I want to say that she does hit hard, and she is really good. So I guess that's kind of an but her hitting hard isn't going to hurt. But something tells me 50% isn't that much different. So on her second ability, she gets plus 50% magic damage. She gets plus 25% chance to poison the additional targets, and a plus 1 poison stack for the additional targets. So it's making her hit harder, which doesn't hurt. It, instead of giving her a chance to land poison, as you can see here, it's 50% chance. Adding a 7 will guarantee it, which I still think you need a potency check, so it's not guaranteed. But the 50% chance is gone. And you're getting one more poison stack for each additional target. So that's a good one. I would do that, for sure. That's her best one, I see. And for her basic, she has a 7 and an 8. So her 7 does plus 40% magic damage, plus 5% magic damage for each regeneration stack. And then with her 8, she adds even more damage, 50% magic damage, 5% magic damage for each regeneration stack. So what it comes down to is these aren't amazing T7s, but it's for the people who are like, alright, I don't have any 7s to spend on. You can't hurt, but these are kind of just like luxury abilities. It makes her hit harder. So with all of these done, I think she's going to be a badass, and you're going to notice a difference because it's just that much more damage she's putting out. But I would still say probably a C. I was expecting something crazier, but she has better chances of putting poisons out. She's hitting harder, so you can't complain about that. But still, I'm a little underwhelmed. But this one right here was a pretty good one, the Poison Vine. Alright, let's move on to the next. So we have Kyra. I'm excited about this one. She's still a good character. She got nerfed a long time ago, and she's not as good as she once was. But now that she's been nerfed, I'm kind of excited, interested to see what they are now adding to her. It kind of doesn't make sense, but let's see what they got going on. So for her passive, on a 7, she's getting plus 5% damage and plus 5% potency when she's invisible. So not amazing. You know, I don't know. That's alright. On her third ability, she has a 7 and an 8. So on a 7, she gets plus 10% turn meter. So instead of 25%, she's giving 35% of the turn meter to all allies except for the defenders. Which is a good thing. You don't want your defenders to get turn meter. You kind of want them to be slow in a way. And on a level 8, you're getting even more turn meter than that. You're getting plus 15. You're getting a dodge increase to self and all mages for 2 turns. That's huge. All defenders gain tenacity increase for 2 turns. That's a huge one. The level 7's kind of... I mean, turn meter in this kind of game is always huge. But still, I'm kind of like, But it might be a bigger deal than what I'm thinking. That might be pretty good. But this is huge. You can't access it in the game right now. But when you can, that's pretty huge. That's a big one. I really like that. And look at all the stuff that's going on in here. I mean, whenever there's a bunch of text, it's usually a cool kit. Anyways, that's a good one. That's a really good one. So her second ability, with just the 7, you get plus 60% physical damage and a plus 30% daze chance, which takes it up to a total of 60% chance to daze the enemy. To be honest, I would like to see it higher. 80%. She still hits hard and she still dazes quite a bit more than you would think. And that move hits pretty hard already as it is. So that's a decent one. That's not bad at all. And on her basic, she has a 50% physical damage. To be honest, it doesn't hit that hard. It's not weak, but it's not that hard of a hitting thing. So, nah, I wouldn't do that. I would rate hers a C-. There's some cool things, but some of her best ones are hidden behind an 8 ability that you can't access. So, let's move on to the next. So, we have the fellow demon homie, Shadar. Freaking crazy good demon. Crazy good character. I can't wait to see what we got going on here. So, I see it's a thing that they're not giving T7s to leaderships yet. They definitely need to in the future. We have not got any new leaders for the longest time. I've been complaining that let's get a leader battle pass character out there. I'm not going to go on a rant, but we need another leader. Just a brand new leader. They don't have to be the best leader in the game. Just give us a new leader to kind of mess around with and do some things. So, his passive ability has a 7, and he's just getting plus 2% magic damage. And it's going from 10% to 12. I mean, maybe that's making a bigger difference than I said, but you can't go to 5. You know, I don't see 15% being much different than 2%. In my opinion, that's trash. I wouldn't even waste my time on it. So, his third ability gives 10% turn meter. Now, using him a lot and using him mainly for this move, I think 10% will make a huge difference in his kit. Now, think about that. You put 10% on Kyra's kit, you put 10% on his kit, you put them in the same team, they're going to be feeding quite a bit more turn meter than you realize. And this move already gives crazy, crazy turn meter. And what's cool is it's all allies. It's not just demons. It's not just orcs or whatever. It's all allies. You can have someone from every different faction on a team with Shadar, and he's giving this turn meter to everyone. This is a huge move. It's a crazy move. It's one of the best moves that aren't damage dealt, like damage based. That is an amazing move. And he can give turn meter to everybody. So that to me is bigger than what it looks like. That's going to be a huge deal. I would definitely put that on him. So his second ability, he has a T7 and 8. And with the T7, it adds plus 80% magic damage. And with a level 8, it adds... This might be a typo. Like I said, this is a test server. Take everything subject to change. But plus 126% magic damage. And it stuns the target for 2 turns. And maybe they're doing that on purpose so that it reads out deals 660%. Or 666. That's what I'm thinking. It didn't make sense until I looked up, and that's what it changed to. So I'm guessing because he's a demon, they did that just to be, you know, funny or cute or something. But anyways, just with the 7 alone, I think that's worth it. Because that already hits hard as hell. It hits hard like a truck, and you're... Very rarely have I not stunned someone. It's almost a guaranteed stun every time I play it. Every time I play with him. So, it's not the best, I don't think, but it's definitely... I wouldn't be mad at you for doing that. I'll probably end up doing that soon, too. Because it's one of my favorite, most satisfying abilities in the game. When you hit him with that thing, and I mean, you hit him hard, and then they're stunned afterwards, it's just very... It's very satisfying. And this right here, this looks like the best level 8 I've seen in the game. So then you're adding another turn to stun them at 126% magic damage extra. Look, level 6, it's 460. 666%. You're going to one-shot people. You're going to mod him differently, probably for damage. You do that for damage, and you're going to be one-shotting fools. So that's huge. As soon as you get level 8, that might be one of the first ones you want to do. That's a huge one. So, his basic. You just get 50% magic damage. But I'm telling you, this guy hits hard all around. So that might not be bad, because I do find myself using his basic a lot, waiting for his cooldowns to come back around. So it's not a bad one. It's not anything special, but I would rate his 7s a B+. Especially when the 8s come around, it's a freaking A++. That was a crazy level 8 ability. Alright, let's move on to the next one. So next up we have good old Singiel. For some reason I already thought he had 7s, but I guess I was wrong. So on his passive, he gets plus 3% magic damage, regeneration, and cheat death for 2 turns at the start of the battle. So, like, that's going to help a lot, the magic damage, but he just isn't a damage dealer. He's literally there to heal you. His whole kit's based on regeneration and just healing you up. Now, he probably would, because his kit's kind of tied in with failure, that maybe it'll help, but I don't know. I don't know. We'll see what his other 7 say. But I think this cheat death is amazing for him, because that's keeping him from dying very quickly. Because the AI is probably going to look at him and go instantly for him. And some people probably can kill him right from the get-go. Maybe like a Goblins team or something could probably just defeat Sinjil automatically. So that cheat death for 2 turns is going to help a little bit. Although, will it help though? That's the question. It's going to help a little bit, but I don't know how much. So his third ability, it gives him plus 100% healing and reduces the max cooldown by 1. That's going to help a lot. He's just so weak that you can't get his stuff off in time. So the cooldown being reduced, that's going to help out a lot, and he's healing more. That's another thing. He just doesn't heal for enough either. He's not terrible. Don't get me wrong. It's just he's so weak. He's so weak. And when you have characters that are so weak, they're just useless. Like Voyrant, he's useless. Alright, so his second ability, on a T7, it adds 60% turn meter. I don't know if that's to everyone or just himself. I'm going to say it's probably to himself. But once again, that's getting him at least faster. He's not any stronger, but he's at least going faster and more often. Reduces the cooldowns. You're getting turn meter. And so it's allowing him to possibly take more turns. This may not translate into the game any bit better. Alright, so on his basic, he has a 7 and an 8. On the 7, it gives you plus 50% magic damage. He's not a damage dealer. His basic's only good for blindness, so that's trash. That's absolutely trash. And then level 8, he has plus 60% magic damage and plus 10% chance to inflict blindness. I think even with the level 8, that's a trash. I would not spend my stuff on that at all. You're telling me he's going to go from 40%? He's either going from 40 to 50% chance to inflict, or 50 to 60. It's not changing when you go here. But either way, I think that's trash. I don't like that. First of all, I'm not a fan of Sinjil. He is useful in some comps. And I don't think he's made him good enough to where he's making a comeback. I would give this a C-. Alright, moving on. Okay, Count Delman. This is the guy I'm looking most forward to reading when I read that he was getting T7s. And God, I hope that they listen to me on Mark of Death, and we're going to find out. If not, they didn't listen to me. It doesn't matter if they listen to me. But if they do what I'm hoping they did, he'll rise up in ranks very quickly because it's going to help so much. Alright, so his passive has a 7. It's giving him plus 100 penetration and plus 5% crit chance. The penetration is always good. I think him and Lake are the only ones that really have much penetration in their kit. And bringing the memes on, I know, penetration. It's a weird word. So I think that always helps. It's not a great one, but it's okay. And this 5% crit chance is only happens if you have Wonder Lula as an ally, which you usually will in a Thelaine comp, but I don't know. I don't think that part's really that great. This one's okay. So his third ability, with the 7, it adds haste for 2 turns and plus 25% turn meter. Well, right from the get-go, haste is huge. Hero Collector's speed and turn meter is key to usually winning. Like, very rarely do you not need speed or turn meter. So haste gives you speed, turn meter, whatever, for 2 turns. That's huge. At the same time, it's only for him, but he also needs to get going a little bit faster. So I like that. And it gives him 25% more turn meter. That's a pretty big one. Especially for a Thelaine comp, you get them going, get them rolling, putting that damage out. That's a pretty good T7. I would strongly suggest that one. Alright, here's the one I'm hoping for. God, please. On a T7, 70% physical damage and plus armor decrease for 3 turns. Okay, I wanted him to ignore taunt. So what this is doing right here is they're adding armor decrease so that if you are behind a tank and you put it on a tank, it's making that tank weaker so you can put more damage on it. So I don't hate that, okay? I don't hate it. It's kind of taken into mind what I was talking about. not being able to get around a tank. Maybe ignoring taunt would be too OP. I don't think so, but I'm also not a dev, so... It also hits really hard, so adding 70% physical damage and armor decrease, that's really good. I mean, I would put my T7 on that, don't get me wrong. But I'm kind of sad that it doesn't ignore taunt. So his basic has a 7 and an 8. At 7, it gets plus 55% physical damage, plus 30% chance to increase the cooldown of a random ability. So he's hitting harder, and instead of having 70% chance, he has a 100% chance to increase the cooldown of a random ability. That is a crazy basic. This is definitely worth a T7. It might be better than all his other T7s. That's huge. That's huge. He's hitting him. He's a hard-hitting guy. He's weak. But increasing a random ability on somebody, that's crazy. That's cool. Imagine how many people that would help you out with. I would almost use his basic more than anything. So that's huge. And then his level 8, he just hits harder with plus 65% physical damage. So him, A-. That's overall pretty damn good. He's already a good character, and these elevate him to a whole nother level, and I think they're definitely worth it. Most of them anyways. His basic is crazy good. Alright, moving on. So Hera was also another one I was interested in seeing what they added to her. So with her passive, she has a 7, and they just add 5% turn meter. So once again, 5% turn meter isn't a lot to me, but it might make a huge difference in the battle. I can't tell you that right now. I've never tried it. But it might make a huge difference. That's kind of to me, but it might be better than what I'm thinking. So her third ability, she has a 7, and it's a reduce initial cooldown by 1 and counter attack for 2 turns. So any time you see reduce initial cooldown by 1 or any number, it's almost automatically worth a T7 or your ability mats. It's automatically, if it's someone that you like to use, it's automatically a given. If you can reduce a cooldown, that is huge for anything. For anything. I don't usually use this one too much unless Salvador loses taunt. So, you know, I don't know. I don't use it that much, and it's not really a problem for me. But anytime it reduces a cooldown, that's huge. And it gives her a counter attack for 2 turns, too. She's not a hard hitter, so that doesn't really do much good. But still, you're counter attacking and doing damage, so not bad, not bad. So her second ability has a 7 and an 8, and on 7 it adds plus 80% physical damage and plus 10% extra physical damage. And that doesn't make sense when you're looking at it, but if you look up here, she just does straight physical damage, and then she deals an extra 50% physical damage for each stack she removed of combo from Hera. And I'm going to be honest, I'm a content creator and I don't know what combo is. Is that new? I've never seen anything combo, so I don't know. I don't know if that's new or if it's always been around, but I don't know what stacks of combo is. And at 8, it adds more physical damage and more extra physical damage. So maybe if you put this T7 on this, and then you add that other T7 that makes her counterattack, maybe she will start hitting harder. That I couldn't tell you. But not bad. I give it C+. Alright, next up, we got good old Instructor Goram. Once again, this guy, I've been doing Battlegrounds with him in the pigs, and I am underwhelmed completely. I know there's a legendary that's a leader for the pigs, but he's the leader we have for the pigs, and I am very underwhelmed. I don't want to use my Zera with the pigs. I want to use Gorm lead, and he's not doing anything. Give him a T7. Just give him a T7. Like, all this is not making a difference to beat anyone. Maybe a freaking Darien team or something. But the pigs should be doing more than beating a Darien team right now. Anyways, rant over. His passive ability, it's got a 7. He's getting plus 5% crit damage, 2% crit damage for each living half pig in the party, and plus 1% crit damage for each living half pig minion in the party. It's increasing his damage somewhat by what I was just complaining about, but is that going to make enough difference? I don't think so. So his third ability, it has a 7, and he's gaining 80% physical damage, plus potency increase to all allied half pig minions for 2 turns. Here's my problem. It takes me so long to get one half pig minion out there. Not half pigs, half pig minions. Just to get one. If you're lucky and it's going the battle's going on for a while, and he survived, which probably isn't the case 85% of the time, he's not even going to get a second half pig out there. So the potency increase to all allied half pig minions can't just be half pigs. Why is it? So I got one pig that this helps out for, and he doesn't. Those half pig minions don't help me until they have the AOE daze or the stun daze thing. That's crazy good. But you know how long it takes those pigs to charge that up? A long time. Alright, so his basic has a 7 and an 8. It adds 40% physical damage and plus 45% physical damage on a level 8. If the hit is critical, Adam gains taunt for 2 turns. If you could get a level 8, that's not bad because you're wanting Adam to taunt more often. Adam has a strange taunt mechanic. It's not like most. And it kind of relies on Gorham to be in the team, which conflicts with him being with the half pigs. Gorham is good, but he's just weird kit-wise, and he's very niche, and I hated these T7s. Terrible. That's what you're going to give us for this was a D-, D. Not quite an F, but it was terrible. So, yeah, I didn't like these at all. Gorham, he's not there to hit hard. He's here to kind of help Adam out, put some half pigs out, but reduce some initial cooldowns, because it takes forever to get those half pigs out. You'll never get more than 2. I have never had more than 2 half pigs out there. Anyways, next up. So before we go to the next person who's Amara, her T7s, I want to show you this. They changed her medium well third ability. It's very small. I don't know what is changing or why they did it, but we're going to read this real quick and then we'll go check out her T7s. So it deals 340% of magic damage to an enemy, plus an extra 80% of magic damage for each stack of burning or poison on the target. It reduces their duration for 1 turn, and it used to be deals 340% of magic damage to an enemy, plus an extra 60% of magic damage for each stack of burning or poison on the target. So it just mainly, I think it added reduces the duration for 1 turn. That's it. Okay, so that's a lot. I just wanted to go over that, and we'll just skip that here in a minute. So let's go back over and check her out. Alright, so Amara, her passive has a 7. 1% turn meter. I don't know if this might make a huge difference, because it is based off how much each stack of burning and poison there is. So maybe putting her on a burn team mixed with some poisoners, finesses, you know, some keb and bobs. I'm not a theory crafter, but maybe you can make a pretty good poison / burn team, and this might make a huge difference. I don't know. 1% turn meter seems meager for anything. I don't care how many stacks are out there, and you can't go over 75% of her total turn meter. So I don't know. I'm gonna say that's not very good, but it could end up converting to be something huge. All right, her third ability. With the 7, it's adding 50% magic damage and 20% extra magic damage for each burning or poison stack. That's okay. I think it might, I think it might do better in real life than what it looks like. I don't think you can go wrong with that. I don't know. It's extra damage. She puts out a decent amount of damage. And like I said, if you have like a team that's putting out a decent amount of burn and poison, this might not be bad. Her second ability has a 7 and an 8. At level 7, she's just giving out 50% extra magic damage. And level 8, it's plus 20% magic damage and plus 1 burning stack. I think just for that burning stack, that level 8 will be worth it. But it all comes down to, how prevalent are these ability mats going to be? Probably not very much. So, but you won't be able to go wrong with that one. Also the 7. I don't think you can go wrong with that. I like this move. It puts out burning, and it hits for a decent amount. So, if I had some laying around, that's not a bad one. So her basic, it's a level 7, and it adds 30% magic damage and 50% chance to deal damage to an additional target. I think that's pretty good too. And that's taking it to a 100% chance, where before you have 50% there, that's taking it to a guaranteed additional target. So she's always hitting 2 on a basic. I like it. I like Amara. So adding anything to her is going to make her better. And I would call this a B-. Alright, we're almost done, guys. We only got a couple more here. So actually, this is the last one we have. Patriarch Chi. And this one's already been spoiled by me because I guess he has some crazy ass T7. So let's get into it real quick. No leadership added. So his passive. On a level 7, it adds plus 5% healing. And it adds ally with full health gains 10% more shield instead. So it's just adding more shield that you get, which isn't bad. I like this ability. It's pretty good. It's just adding healing to it. It's not the greatest healing ability, but it's not bad. So you couldn't go wrong adding that 7. So on his third ability, wow. Okay, this is the one that everyone's been talking about. So it adds all allies gain a tenacity increase. It also restores 260% of Patriarch Key's magic damage to shields of all allied pandas. It also applies a debuff immunity for all allied pandas for 2 turns. Holy crap. That is a lot. This is a nuts T7, and as soon as I get my T7 built up, this is the next one I'm putting it on. Just all that text alone tells you there's a crap load of stuff being added. You don't even need to read it. Just if you see all of this text, just add it, because there's all kinds of stuff going on. So you're getting a tenacity increase. That means it's going to be harder for people to, remove, add buffs, or whatever. It's just going to make you more durable in some ways. But really, all that's changing with that is that all allies are getting it now. And I think before it was just 4. And so it's also taking it out of his magic damage and applying it to the shields of all the allied pandas. And then the big thing, big thing is debuff immunity. It's one of the best buffs you can get in this game. It's adding it to everybody. That's insane, guys. That is insane. Pandas might be freaking meta soon. Don't be surprised if you see Theory Crafter and in-game players with panda teams. Maybe with a few people here thrown in and out of the comp. With QoL and a leader that's Patriarch Key. But with a few more pandas. Because the more pandas you have, the more this all takes in effect. Because he only gives pandas debuff immunity. That's huge, man. I can't talk enough about this. And I'm telling you guys, QoL is nuts. She is nuts. The turn meter that you get, and her kit is just mainly healing people. She's going all the time. Like, I have been testing her, and she's going underneath the Patriarch Key lead. She is nuts. She's going. You don't even need Patriarch to heal, because she's going so much. The turn meter's being fed so much, and you make her fast also on top of that turn meter. Your pandas are never going to die, because as soon as someone gets hit and is about to die, you have her coming around, and she has a really good single heal and a really good mass heal. So you're just using both back and forth. This is nuts. And then you have debuff immunity and blah 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 added with him here. That is maybe the best T7 in the game. Get it now. If you have the mats, get it now. If not, get those mats going and get that now. That's going to make a beginner, mid-game player, in-game player, everyone better. Get that now. That is crazy. I'm not going to keep talking about it, but that's nuts. Okay. So his second ability, it has a 7 and an 8. This one adds plus 150% shield size and plus 1 debuff removed. That's huge. Removing 3 debuffs from somebody, that's quite a bit, and not very many people can do that in this game. It's usually just like 1 or 2. So that's huge, and you're getting 150%. Get this one too. Just put them all on him, because this is crazy. He is about to be crazy. And then at a level 8, you get even more. You get 150% more shield size. All debuffs are removed, and plus 50% turn meter. That's nuts. That's fucking nuts. I can't get it. It's a level 8, but you will be able to someday. That is crazy too. All debuffs removed. All. I don't know if anyone does that. There probably is, but let me know below if there is someone. That's crazy. Crazy. Alright, basic. On the level 7, he gets 40% magic damage and 25% shield size. So anytime you're hitting people with this basic, you're going to get 50% of the damage dealt will be converting into shield for Kinley and a random ally. Love it. A plus 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 plus. What letter is beyond A? 1? He gets a 1 because this is crazy. Oh, I'm going to gear 12 this guy soon just because of his T7s. So that's all on the T7s. We are done with that. There's not much left. Let's get it done with and let's get on out of here. Alright, so now you can move the camera point of view yourself during the battle. Thus, you can check out all the animations from every angle. That's cool. Let's go check that out and see what that's about. Alright, so we're in here. I don't know how to do this. Look at that. Okay, so it's simple. On your mobile device or anything, you just push down on there. Look. That's cool. Okay, well, how do I keep it that way? Guys, I don't know how to do this, but I mean, maybe it's more for just when you're autoing something, and also it's more limited than I thought it would be. Just look, that's the radius you can do. You know, that's really neat, but I want to be able to go behind them. I want to go over here if I want to. What if you're dyslexic? It's still a really cool feature, but like, how do I get it to stay there? It's really cool, but I want it to stay there. That's stupid. I was hoping you could change it completely. Maybe they'll improve upon it. I don't know. But that's it. I don't want to spend all day on it. That's about all there is about that. So, quality of life improvement. You can now choose more than one tag in the hero filter, which we did. This should come in handy when assembling a tournament team, which we discussed. We discussed Amara. There's some bug fixes, fixed typos and QoL ability descriptions, fixed an error that sometimes appeared after purchasing personal offers, fixed an error that sometimes occurred when closing an offer, which we're all worried about, you know. Address missing localization and artifact sorting, and other small bug fixes. Alright, that's it guys. This has taken way too long. I'm really sorry, but there's a lot of stuff to go over as far as the T7s and everything. Let me know how you feel below. I know there's a lot of stuff they still need to be putting in the game. There's a lot of people that still needs to be farmed. Where's Wukong? Where's Tobald? Where's everyone that's been out for a long time but we cannot access? We need that soon. Hopefully next month we have a place to farm those people. How are we going to have a... Where's the legendaries? If we can't even farm a couple people out of the pigs and the dwarves, that means that that's even more far away. Maybe they're holding on to them to release them, make you wail on them, and then release the legendary people right after that so that they have to make some money off of it. I don't know. But you're not going to make any money if they don't make you wail on somebody. So that might be what their plan is. I don't know. I'm not going to keep going into it. We all know what needs to happen. I still think this was a very, very positive patch. There wasn't a lot for me to complain about. There's a lot of stuff there, a lot of substance, and really cool quality of life improvements. So to say the least, I am very happy about this. I'm glad that they did it in the middle of the month and not just waiting for like next month to do it, because the stigma of the game has been so bad lately that this still kind of makes you feel a little bit better. You know, I know guys, there's a lot of problems still, but I really liked this patch. So with that being said, I love you guys. If you guys enjoy my stuff, please hit like and subscribe. 70% of you guys that are watching these videos aren't subscribed to my channel, and I have a new free-to-play series that I'm trying to do every day. Don't hold me to that, but I'm trying to get it out there every day or every other day. So, like and subscribe. I hate saying that to you guys, but I kind of have to, since things are getting a little bit bigger on my channel. Love you all. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.